Well, he had good control, and he had his sinker working, and he had his comeback inside fastball working, the same one you guys talked about getting hit this morning. And, he was really determined, big time. And, Ramos directed him through the ball game, and, we get those 2 runs early, and, I made him even more determined. And he even shaved his beard off, so that had something to do with it probably. And it was a situation where rarely do you score in the first inning, just 2 innings, and then that holds up the rest of the ball game. And again, I got a little hairy there in the 8th because these guys, they got some guys that can reach the fences and then some guys that can hit. So it was a real good ball game. My bullpen did a great job. You were a little bit worried when we left those runners on third with less than 2 outs twice, and because usually, those runs come back to haunt you. But, we made the 2 runs hold up, and that was the ball game.
Last year, Tanner kept saying that, you just needed to get into the groove, and be starting every 5 days.
Right.
I think since spring training, you talked about him wanting to seize his opportunity and just be.
Well, hey, man, I mean, he's like you said, seize the opportunity. That's what he wanted, and that's what he got. We gave him the ball, and he's rewarding us and himself with with innings. He threw probably more pitches than we wanted him to, but he didn't really have any real stressful innings, so to speak. And anytime you're striking out people, you're throwing at least 3 pitches per batter, and that was an outstanding performance. I'll tell you, we could tell he was getting tired, but he's extremely strong, and he reached back and he got some more when he needed it.
Was Suzuki there in the 7th inning? That was going to be his last guy, regardless of the pitch count. Were you, nervous as the numbers were getting high up there? What did you think?
Well, I don't know. You sound like you managed him. Yeah, that was his last batter. And then we'd had to mix and match. I mean, that was the key, getting us through that. And then it made it easier for us to mix and match all the way through. But I mean, we were getting nervous. I think he had 70-something in the 5th, and then he had a couple of long at bats, guys fouling off pitches, and we're always conscious of the pitch count. But I talked to Mike about it, and he just said, "Hey, man, he's still good." Talked to Ramos about it, and usually the catcher has a pretty good idea if he still has his stuff, and we'll try not to take him that many pitches too many more times, but I mean today was a special day for him.
Dusty, you guys have scored more runs in the 1st inning than any other team has scored in any inning so far this season. Obviously it's good to jump out on top of teams, but from a mental standpoint, what type of effect can that have on the ball game?
Well, that's a heck of an effect. We don't even really have our igniter, in Ben Revere. And in spring training, we were always talking, or at least I was always talking about jump them early and come out of the clubhouse ready to play. And, we've done that, most games, and hopefully we can continue to do that.
Any message to the fans who missed all the offense today? Or, it didn't seem like the crowds were there at the very beginning of the game.
Well, I don't know. At least they were there. I'm not going to complain about the crowd because I think that's the 2nd largest crowd we've had since opening day. And so, you want them to be into it. You want them to be loud, but you want them and their energy there more than anything, because these guys feed off energy, and you hate to see empty seats up there. And especially when you're at home, I mean, you need that home energy and positive feelings that you get at home.
Dusty, you obviously didn't matter, but you ended up losing another challenge. Just wondering, what are your thoughts on the fact that you're still kind of waiting to win your first challenge?
Well, a lot of those challenges that we had, they were kind of iffy, but we really had nothing to lose. And I'm not crazy about challenges, period. You know, but if you don't challenge, you don't have a chance to win. You know, and like I said, it's here and it's here to stay. It just takes too long, in my opinion. But you know, I came into a situation being out 2 years where the challenge was already here, and sooner or later we're gonna win a challenge. Then we're gonna win a whole bunch of them, I guess. You know, if they even out. And so, I mean, that was, you know, like I said, that was a situation where we really couldn't tell. And I don't like losing. I don't like losing anything. I don't like losing challenges. I don't care what it is. So, hey, man, I'm going to keep on persevering, and we're going to keep trying. Yep.